Welcome back, and if you just tuned in, you are watching the State of Evangelism with me, Oprah Sinvula, and I am still joined by Sister Annette Mabuku, AWR Country Director, and we are still on the discussion, what is the role of mass media in evangelism? Sister Annette, we still continue.
Thank you.
How is the radio funded, and how are these funds being used?
Thank you so much, Oprah. As I alluded to, that we are a non-making profit organization. Now, how do we get our money since we're not commercial? We are a community media entity run by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So the church itself funds us. At the moment, the highest body in the land are the two conferences, that is the Namibia North Conference, and then we have the Namibia South Conferences. So what they do is that they have an appropriation fund, what they call an appropriation. This I'm looking for the right word. It's a certain amount that these two conferences give to the AWR organization, AWR-Namibia, every month. And this money is of that certain percentage, like they give each conference gives 60,000 Namibian dollars. I don't know if I'll be fired after giving this, revealing such information, but like I said, for progress sake, we need to reveal this so that whoever wants to come on board can assist us, because I want to believe the two conferences may not be able to assist us, because as a radio station, you have so many initiatives and you have many expenses that you need to pay. And this is where we pay salaries for our employees. Mind you, I told you that we have close to 20 employees, staff, that comprises AWR staff complement. And apart from their salaries that we pay them, we also have to pay our creditors. These are our service providers. We have Telecom Namibia, that we need to pay for the internet that they provide to us for all the 6 radio stations across the country. We have Powercom. Powercom do tower rentals. When we have a radio station in a certain area and Powercom has a tower there, that's where we're going to mount our antennas, our transmitters. So the higher you go with their towers, the more you need to fork out, because that means your broadcast will be clear, or your transmission will come out clearly, and Powercom charges you for that, for the tower service that they give or they lease to you. Apart from that, we have NBC, because there are areas where we don't have Powercom, but Powercom towers, but NBC has towers. So we also pay NBC for leasing towers to us. We have your city of Windhoek. We need to pay for the rates and taxes. The building that we are currently working or operating from belongs to the church, we thank God, specifically the Namibia North Conference. So as we do that, we have to at least pay out for the water and electricity that we use. For us to be on air, we need electricity. For us to survive, our employees need to drink water. There's a saying that says that water is life. So you cannot stay without water for the bathrooms and all those things. You need water. So we need to pay for the water and electricity. The rates and taxes, they take care of that. We thank God for that. They come on board for us. Apart from those expenses, we also have we pay this I wouldn't want to mention, but there's one town where we have to pay for alliances, a spectrum alliances, because we don't have alliances there, so we rent alliances from that specific company, and we have to pay about $15,000 per month. It's a lot of money. If I have to give you the exact figure of how much we pay, we have to pay $27,000 to Powercom. We have 29,000 rather, 29,000 to Powercom. We have to pay 20,000 to NBC, 15 somewhere else. We have to pay 10,000 with Telecom, plus the salaries of the employees. It's definitely not not enough, because this is a monthly thing. So this also leaves us in arrears, financial arrears, that today you don't even pay a full amount to a certain company or to a certain creditor because you want to accommodate the other creditor. It's a sad state. However, I want to believe the good Lord will come through, because this is vineyard. Those who are touched by the message will definitely come on board and sponsor and even donate, because I can give you examples. We have received donations from individuals and family individuals who have come on board to say, look, we like what you've been doing and we're giving you this amount. Go ahead and continue preaching this gospel. And that is the spirit that I'd like to urge. And that's the spirit I'd like to see in our community members, whether an Adventist or a non-Adventist. As long you're touched by the message that you listen or you hear, I want to believe you can do something. You can play a role too. Even if it means giving $100 per month, we would definitely appreciate. Even if it means 10,000, we'll still receive that with a grateful heart.
So the number of radio stations have increased over the past years. So I wanted to find out, what about the funds, the appropriation funds from the conferences, from both conferences? What about those appropriation funds? Are they increasing or they are basically stagnant?
Now you're going to put me in trouble again. Yes. Well, to answer your question, now I'm stammering because I don't know whether I should come out with it. To answer your question, yes, the radio stations have increased and they just don't run on their own. They're not on autopilot. They're being run and operated by human beings who have bills to pay. They want to eat, they want to sleep, they want to buy things, they want to get medical aid and all those things. Unfortunately, we do not have, our appropriation has been a bit stagnant, but I believe we have been having discussions with our two conferences, and they're willing to listen. All we need to do, I want to believe, is to prove to them. Of course, they've seen the radio stations, they've increased, and they see that they are employees who need to work in these radio stations and they need to get paid. So what we need to do at the moment, we need to sit down around the table and encourage them and perhaps prove to them how. I do not know, but I want to believe the evidence is there, and we just need to sit down and reason together and say, here are your radio stations, here are your evangelism arms, which are the radio stations. You need to work for them also. You need to make sure that the people who are on the ground are fed. The people on the ground have bills to pay, and we need to make sure that we appreciate them for the service that they're rendering.
Okay, so just to get this right, have you discussed this matter with the conferences to increase the budget?
Yes, actually, like I keep mentioning, I don't know when this program will rerun again, but in this year, 2024, I'm just like 3 months in this office after my appointment. Yes, we just had a discussion with them somewhere mid-October. And it's a discussion that we're still going to take further so that we reach an amicable solution to this whole crisis. We may not reach 100% solution or amicable way, but I want to believe whatever they're going to bring on board, I still want to urge and ask whoever is willing to come on board, be it an individual or family, to come on board, definitely to come on board and give their sponsorship, and will definitely be held responsible for every penny that they give to us, because we're here for development, and for the development of this organization and the spreading of the everlasting gospel.
You mentioned that you received some contributions, or rather some donors, sponsorships perhaps, from certain individuals. Are these specific funds donated, or are these specific funds or contributions used as agreed?
I don't know if I should answer that, because by the time these donations were made, I was not yet in the office. I'll take you back again. I just came in the office. But from what I've seen on the ground, the donation has been used as per request. And I want to believe if there's anything that is still missing, perhaps the report to say how exactly it was used. But as for the money that was donated, I want to believe, because evidently what it was requested for is there, and we just need to understand how exactly it was used. But otherwise, yes, the money that has been donated so far has been used accordingly.
So apart from the appropriation funds from both conferences, any income generating initiatives that you have from your side?
Thank you so much. I'm glad you brought up that question. Apart from the two conferences bringing in the 60,000 each from each side, we also came up with an initiative of printing your study guides. We call them, back home in the Zambezi, you call them Sabbath School quarterlies. These are study guides which we do study quarterly. So that means 4 times in a year. So we decided, we took up this initiative to say, look, we can be printing these booklets and sell them to the church, either directly to the church or to the members individually, and then we generate income. Instead of just relying on what the two conferences are giving us, we can might as well come up with this so that we can have something in our coffers, just in case something comes up as an emergency. Where do we run to? Do we run to, again, to some people who have been giving us this money? They'll say, hey, look, we are tired. You're all grown up now, do something for yourself. So we decided, let's start printing study guides so that we just don't spread the gospel even through these Bible study guides, but we also generate an income. And maybe just to amplify on that, it's quite important. Back then, we get these study guides only from Zambia and our neighbors, South Africa, this side. But now we can print these quarterlies or study guides locally. I would like to urge and encourage our people, our members, that you don't have to go that far as Zambia or South Africa for you to get these booklets, the study guides. We are here for you. Is AWR-Namibia. We are printing these booklets. Just be patient with us. Of course, we have. This is our second time printing. I want to believe with more printing we'll get better, and we'll have these books printed on time. Just be patient with us. Don't rush to Zambia. Don't rush to SA for you to get these study guides. We are here for you. And not only that, these are cheap study guides compared to how much you get from Zambia. You might get it at 100, or open market in Gatima, you get it at $110. But we're only selling them for $50. So I want to believe we are here for you. We are here bringing these booklets at a cheaper price that anyone can afford, including students.
Have you ever consulted other Adventist world radios in other countries in regards to how they are dealing with financial struggles and even other challenges?
Thank you. We are currently in talks with SA, and it's something that now I feel like I'm revealing more information there, more information to you. But it's something that we are working on because it's a challenge. With others, you can realize that, or rather see that they are flourishing. They are doing well. The challenges that we're going through, they're not seeing them. And I ask myself, how did you manage to do that? So to answer your question, we are in current talks with SA. We are trying to find out, but maybe SA is not the best model at the moment because they started with television and AWR just came in. So AWR found everything laid up for them already. It's like a child who's born to wealthy or rich parents compared to someone who just born out of a normal setup. If you want bread, you need to work hard for it. For others, if you want bread, you just go in the kitchen and get bread. You go in the baker and get bread and eat.
What are some of the challenges that the radio is experiencing?
Should I start with the finances? The challenges is that it's something that I mentioned or I spoke to earlier. The fact that we are part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Some members are trying to separate the radio from the church itself. It's a sad state because you start feeling like a lost child. That's not right. We're supposed to be together here. They're supposed to support us. Should they have announcements, should they have anything? There are Seventh-day Adventist church members who have schools, who have businesses. Why can't they support us? All we are praying for and asking is that support us. Support us in any and every possible way that you can. As a member of this church, as a non-Adventist, support us, because we are here for the community. We are here for the community of God. We are here to preach this everlasting gospel, that whoever hears and whoever believeth should be baptized, and then when Christ comes, we have prepared them for eternity.
What is the role of the board in finding solutions to these problems?
Thank you. Just briefly, maybe not before I answer your question, the board is there to govern AWR, and that's where the country director reports. The board is there to appoint the country director. So the board's role is quite huge. Apart from the administrative part of that, the board is also to approve what AWR brings on board to say, we're thinking maybe we could sell t-shirts, and then you present it to the board. The board said, no. All I'm saying is the board is there. They can still initiate. They're there to advise. The board is there to advise us, and they can assist and say, oh, you have suffered a lot. People, we need to vote so that maybe we can increase on the appropriation fund. We need to vote so that maybe the two conferences can really look into the budget of the AWR-Namibia.
So how would you rate the relationship between the radio, the local church, and the two conferences in terms of spiritual and physical support?
If I have to weigh, at the moment we are at 40%. We are not forthcoming. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to support the radio station, because the radio station is not for Annette. So we need to work together as one body, because we call ourselves Christians. If you call ourselves Christians, it means we are followers of Christ. So we are in one body, and that is the body of Christ. So it shouldn't be said, this is the conference, this is AWR. No, we are here mandated by the church, and we are here to preach this everlasting gospel. And we can do it with the help of the church. We can do it with the help of the church community, with the help of the conference, the help of a non-Adventist.
Despite all this that you have shared with us today, as a country director, or rather as a new country director, what is your vision for the radio? What changes, new ideas do you have in mind so that the radio delivers what it is intended for?
I'm all for development. I believe in progressing. I believe in movement. Maybe I'm in the right church, because this church is called the Adventist movement. I don't believe in being stagnant. I thank God for my predecessor. He came as the founder of this radio station organization. I thank God for him. He did a great job that I wouldn't have done if maybe I would have been the founding on my own. But I thank God for him, and I wish him well, that God will continue blessing him to do much more for him. I want to believe that wherever he stopped or wherever he ended, we need to move. We are the voice of hope. That is our slogan, is AWR, Namibia and International. We are the voice of hope. In a world where morality is decaying, in a world where we are bombarded with messages to say it's okay to have sex out of marriage, I'll say, this is controversial, but I'll say it with humility, to say we need to teach our society, we need to teach our people that it's wrong, it's not right. It might seem okay wherever, but it's still wrong. Wrong is wrong. So we are here to preach the gospel, to say that coveting after someone's possession, not possession, but possession, after someone's car, after someone's wife, after someone's husband, is wrong. Yes, you might be inspired, you want something, you want a house, but stealing someone's thing or stealing from someone is wrong. And that's what we're still trying to instill. In the world that we live in, where people are killing each other, have no respect for life anymore, We are here as the voice of hope to say that is wrong. God does not want us. As Namibians, we claim to be 90% Christians. We should live by that, and we are doing the right thing to preach that wrong is wrong. Stealing is wrong. Killing is wrong. So what are we saying? Where there's no hope in this world, we are here as the voice of hope to say, regardless of all these things, there's a better tomorrow. There is eternity. We will not have these things in the world to come. So stay pure. If people take advantage of you, still stay pure. The good Lord is coming to take his own home. It might not look good today, it might look rough, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that is the light of God coming to take his own home. So let's be there, preach this voice of hope to this hopeless nation and to this hopeless world.
Any final remarks as we close?
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank you, Hope Channel Namibia, for having me here. As you approached me to have this interview, I was like, but I just came in. But again, this is the time we can have this conversation, because I cannot have it 2 years. People would like to hear, who is this new country director? What does she have for us? I thank you, and I thank the church, I thank the board for having me here as the country director. I want to believe there are some things that may not sit well with our church community that I might have mentioned. However, this is a conversation that we need to prepare to have, because in order for us to move, we are a movement, we are not a stagnant church. For us to move forward, for us to know where we are wrong, for us to know where we need to improve and move forward in preaching this everlasting gospel, the three angels' messages, we need to come out and say, okay, I think we need to fix this. We need to sit down here and talk. As I kept on saying throughout the whole interview, we need the support of the church. We need the support of the community, of the church community, because there is no way we'll know whether what we're doing is right if you're not coming on board. Give us feedback. And apart from feedback, pray for us, pray for this radio, because this is your radio station. Hence, it's called AWR, Adventist World Radio Namibia. It is your radio. Support it. And this, I'm not just leaving to the Seventh-day Adventist Church alone, but I'd like to extend an invitation to non-Adventists. I want to believe back home with AWR Zambezi, most people who listen to this radio station are non-Adventist, whether you're an Adventist or non-Adventist, because this message is not just for the Adventist. The eternity that we're preparing for is for everyone who believes that Jesus Christ is Lord, and there is a Father in heaven who is willing to have us as his children through Jesus Christ. And Christ is busy working for us now in the sanctuary, that you and I repent, that when he comes, he'll come and take us home. And this is what I also like to urge to our staff, is AWR Namibia, let's work together, because we are working in a very special field. We are not working in the corporate world, but we are working for the big boss, and that big boss is God, Jehovah. He will definitely reward us handsomely again. Yes.
Thank you once more again for joining us today.
It was a pleasure.
And that was Sister Annette Mabuku, the Adventist World Radio Namibia Country Director, sharing with us how the radio evangelism is contributing towards the mission of the church. This is the State of Evangelism, where we will be interviewing conference leadership, local church elders, even internationals on issues that matter to the gospel or evangelism in particular. Be prepared, because you might be our next guest here on Hope Channel Namibia. And as from me, Oprah Sinvula, and the rest of the Hope Channel crew, I say God bless and see you in our next episode.